Hey friends, happy Tuesday morning. It is going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Just wanted to share something that was on my heart this morning, something that I hope blesses you as much as it did me. Getting ready to head into the gym for some much needed recovery. We'll be in the gym for a couple days, but over the weekend I had the blessing of running the Blue Heron 100, and by God's grace, I crossed the finish line on Sunday afternoon. And while a lot of things went as planned, a lot of things did not go as planned. And I'm so thankful for a God who's sovereign over all and who knows what's not going to go as planned and will come in and just be the faithful provider that he is. I'm so thankful that God always provides and that I can always count on him. And it's sometimes we look around not knowing how he's going to provide, and it's in the little tiny ways. And this is what I wanted to share with you because I am so thankful for a trash bag. And I'll get to that. But in Proverbs 16:9, we're told that in a man's heart he plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. And I am so thankful that the Lord directs my steps, because all of my well-made plans, when they don't go the way that I planned, I know that I can count on the Lord to get me to the finish line. So what I mean by that, we were 70 miles into the race. I picked up Larry as a pacer at mile 60. And when we reached mile 70, there was an aid station at the turnaround, and it had been unmanned for a long time. And so when we got there, of course, there was hardly anything left. There was just a little bit of water. But right about the time we got there, this storm blew in, and it got so cold. I had a rain jacket on, but the rain jacket was no match for the wind and the rain, and I was starting to get cold. I had on shorts, which was great if I was moving at a fast pace. But by this time we were doing a lot of walking, and I said, "Oh my gosh, Larry," I said, "if we leave this aid station, I'm going to get hypothermia. There's no way that I can make it. I may make it to the next aid station, but I think it'll be the end of things." And I was like, "Lord, I don't understand this. I thought that it was your will that I would finish. I know it was going to be hard, but Lord, I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to go through the pain to get to the finish line, And Larry held me for a little bit, and I came to my senses, and I said, "Okay, Lord, you are the great provider." I looked around, and I saw a trash bag. It was full of trash, but it was a trash bag. There was nothing else in this aid station. And then I saw a box, because I was like, "Lord, this is a wildlife refuge. I can't just dump this trash out to take this trash bag." And we saw a box, and I said, "Okay, Larry, this is what we're going to do. We're going to dump out the trash, and we're going to flip it around, because I don't want the trashy side on, and I'm going to wear it. This is going to save me." And Larry's like, "No, you can't, because that side's wet. We can't put that side on." And by all intents and purposes, the inside should also have been wet, because people would have thrown their cups in there and everything else, but the inside was totally dry. And believe it or not, it didn't even stink. There wasn't even a lot in there. We dumped it out, and it was good as new. Larry had a knife on him, and he cut a little slit, put it over my head, and I was safe inside and tucked. And you know what? God didn't just provide a trash bag. This was a commercial grade trash bag. This sucker went all the way down to my to my ankles, and I knew that if I could just get moving, that all of my wet clothing, that it would soon dry inside this trash bag, and I could get this heating element going. And sure enough, I wore that trash bag for nearly 10 miles. It got me through everything. And because I did not get excessively cold, I was able to, once I took it off, I was able to regain my composure, and by God's grace, I made it to the finish line. And I tell you what, it made me so thankful. I looked around at the blessings of God, and when that sun came up, it's like I heard the birds. They were singing this beautiful tune, better than they ever had before, and I was just so thankful. Lord, you provided a trash bag in the middle of nowhere. And and then he provided the sunrise, and then he allowed me to finish. But anyway, my point is this: there's times that we think that God's not going to provide, and we're looking for these big ways that God's going to come through for us. But sometimes it's just in the little provisions, and we learn to thank God more in the little things, and then we appreciate the little things even more. I talked about that retrospect, that we look around and we can see God's purpose. And Romans 8:28 says that God works all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. And this is the deal. This made me more thankful for everything, and I'm so thankful that the Lord allowed me to go through that trial so I could be thankful for a trash bag. I will never look at trash bags the same way again, guys. It really was. It made the race. Without that trash bag, I'm confident that I would never have been able to finish. So, guys, I really hope that blesses you, and I hope it inspires you to thank God for all of your blessings today. He truly is the great provider. I'm going to get in a workout and get off to the best job ever. It's going to be a great day.